All right, on the outside, let's see, we've got our stabilizers in the front and back. One interesting thing about these stabilizers, I thought you would actually use them to level the trailer, but no, that is not the case. If you read the user's manual or the owner's manual, they're there just to stabilize it. They're not to take a lot of weight. So basically what it tells you is in order to level the trailer from left to right, use blocks underneath the wheels. As far as from front to back, they recommend using the front wheel to bring the front of the trailer down a little bit farther than the back. Release the stabilizers in the back, and then go back to the wheel, raise up the front so it's slightly taller than the back, and then raise the lower the stabilizers in the front. And that'll pretty much level out your trailer, assuming you've used blocks to already level it from left to right. Luckily these things are pretty easy to push around, so I haven't done it myself yet, but I assume getting it up on a couple of blocks probably won't be too difficult. On the rear, I've got the rear deck. It doesn't come with any way to mount things, no eyelets or anything, so I think you would definitely plan on wanting to probably modify this a little bit. License plate off to the left there, which is out of the way, which is great because you have room on your platform here, so that's off to the side. Got your lights. Does add, I gotta break out the tape measure, but I guess about 2.5 feet to the trailer, which I was concerned with in my particular driveway because I wanted to park all my cars off the street. Turns out it just fits, so it ended up working out for me. Let's see, supports, you get 4 bars, 2 on each side. They pretty much just hook in here. Real easy setup on this trailer. Literally took me 5 minutes to set it up the first time. Of course, you know, I was so excited to get this trailer. I'd already seen the setup video probably about a dozen times. So I pretty much knew how to set it up easily. Underneath, you'll see your snaps that are along the front and back sides. And then along the sides, it's actually Velcro. And then they've got these bungees that you can use on pegs to tighten it up. Tent fits great. I'm actually pretty pleased with the tent. Okay, coming along the left side of the trailer, got your snaps all along the side. Been in this in a little bit of rain, not a big rainstorm, but didn't have any leakage. I did treat the canvas like it says, so brought it home. It was pretty sunny for a few days, so wet it down a few times pretty thoroughly. Let it dry out, wet it up again, let it dry out. Kind of helps everything swell and seal things up. So I'll find out in the driving rainstorm how she's doing as far as leaking goes. But yeah, I think she's pretty solid. Really nice feel to it. Very similar to a boat bimini. I thought this would be more canvas, but it's more like that vinyl that you find on a boat bimini. So it's nice. I'd seen videos on previous models where the threading on the inside was all coming off. I've got guess I have those issues corrected. And again, I've got one issue on the inside with this tent, the tent part of this camper that really kind of annoys me. But the rest of this tent actually pretty nice quality. It feels good. On this side, you've got your hookups for solar. You've got water. One thing I've noticed is this little cover does not want to stay on. You know, you're parked, you know, you can pop it on there and it stays on. As soon as you go down the road, it's going to do exactly what you just saw. So, yeah, that's one thing I'm not too crazy about, is that this thing keeps popping off, but again, that's kind of probably pretty minor and relations to some of the other things that I'm going to point out to you. 30 amp plug there. Seems like it's mounted good, sealed good, no issues there. Here is one big change from the 2017. The 2017 actually had if you had the furnace, you had an access panel here, which is actually quite nice because it was serviceable from the outside. I'm assuming this was simply a cost-cutting measure. They've gone to the simple grate. I do have this question into them on why they made this change, but yeah, they just kind of changed that out. So it's not as pretty looking, and it's also not as easily serviceable as the one that they used to have. And it's pretty much just bolted on with, or screwed on, and then you know, sealed with caulk. Edges down here are pretty sharp. Again, I'll get to some of the issues I have with this particular model. Not sure what's changed at manufacturing, but yeah, there's some quality differences between the 2017s and the 2018s from what I've seen. Going around to the front, we've got 12-volt battery. We've got a propane tank. So everything can pretty much be run off that, you know, with the exception of the 120 plugs and the AC, of course. Everything else can be pretty much run off that 12-volt battery. I haven't run the fans and the lights for a long period of time to see how long they'll last. But, I mean, we went camping on the first night, didn't have electric, and we had the fans running pretty much all night long. They were on low, not high, but didn't run out of battery power or anything. So I'm not sure how long that will actually last. Maybe some other users can chime in there. This model does not have electric brakes, so I've got your you know, 4-pin connector. This one's I guess a little over 1,300 pounds, you know, with the off-road kit and the platform in the back. 2-inch ball. Chains are pretty nice. They got a little latch on them for the hooks, so they can't come off. So that's pretty nice. Overall, the frame is actually pretty solid. Got some, again, some quality problems, I think, with some things that I'll point out a little later, but the frame is definitely solid on this baby. This is another one I'm going to cover later with some of my issues with this model, but the pull tube, instead of going from left to right like it did in 2017, it now kind of goes diagonal across the trailer. So you pull the poles out from the front. That I actually like. I do prefer the poles out of the front. I was looking at a 2017 at a dealership that was parked up next to a bush, and we actually couldn't get the poles out. We had to move the trailer. So being able to pull these from the front, where it's pretty much always going to be clear anyway, I think was a pretty good idea. How they did this, I'll get and cover that later in the quality problems. AC unit. Simple tonneau style cover. It has 2 snaps on each side. Does not snap at all on the bottom, so there's nothing holding it on the bottom. These come off, and then I'm going to be gentle taking this off. There's actually a little piece that slides in there, and so you kind of take this and slide it to the left, and you kind of, so I can show this to you. So that's kind of what you have that slides into this channel here. Goes in pretty easy. You just want to be careful so you're not tearing it up. Here's the AC unit. Mine happens to have some fins crushed in. That actually happened at the dealership. They pulled it around. That was already on there. I'd already been through some issues that day, so I was able to overlook that one. With that being said, adding a grate to this, I can't see why they don't do that, especially where it's positioned. Just a simple grate, can't it be but $1 or $2 to add it. It just protects it from bumping into the fins there. You know, pretty small form factor, won't add anything to it. Now I will say that this does stick out, so when you're riding it and you're looking out your right hand mirror, yeah, you'll definitely want to watch your right hand side when taking corners and everything, because this does stick out a few inches farther than the trailer. I've got a pretty big truck, so luckily this doesn't stick out any farther than my side mirrors. But if you're riding around a smaller car or whatever, and this is much wider than the car, yeah, you want to watch out for that. Tonneau cover, if you're familiar with these models, you already be familiar with this. simply rolls from the top. There's actually a piece of aluminum that goes along the top that's screwed in that holds this to the body, so you can't unsnap the front, only the sides and the back. Rolls up. There's 2 straps, one on each side, that you can strap it up with, and you know, there's the other end of the snap for when you're on the road and have everything closed up.